Assalamualaikum, my name is Naurah Elisya binti Muhammad Khalis, and for today, I'll be delivering a speech entitled Fast Fashion versus Slow Fashion. I think most people by now have heard of the term fast fashion. The term fast fashion has been a buzz phrase recently, and according to Google Trends, it has reached its huge peak in search interest in 2019. But what does it really mean? And what is fast fashion? Fast fashion refers to cheap, mass-produced clothing that imitates the newest styles that are seen on catwalks and fashion shows. Basically, clothing that are produced quickly and cheaply, hence the term fast fashion. Examples of fast fashion stores can be seen at any malls such as H&M, Topshop, Uniqlo, Monkey, and etc. A lot of people choose to shop at these clothing stores because they are simply trendy, cheap, and easily accessible. However, it has its disadvantages. Fast fashion is very damaging in a lot of aspects, including the environment, the product quality, and the supply chain workers. So now, let's explore the impact of fast fashion towards our environment. Fast fashion actually causes a lot of environmental damages without us knowing it. This is because the fashion industry, or the fast fashion industry, uses cheap, unnatural materials produced via poor agricultural practices, toxic chemicals, and synthetic fabrics. A not-so-fun fact is that the fashion industry is actually the second largest polluter of the world's clean water sources. Surprising, right? You might be wondering, how does our clothes, how does fashion even affect the water supply, and what does it even do? Well, unfortunately, factories use these toxic chemicals to dye and waterproof our clothing. Quite often, these toxic chemicals will escape into the environment during the manufacturing process. And what's more worrying is that when they escape into the environment, they will make its way into the water supply. Eventually, it will end up in our food chain, which is very, very dangerous for us. Not only fast fashion ruins the environment, but it also affects the people involved in making these clothes. The fast fashion industry is actually known for the terrible treatment of workers. So, to put it in simpler words, if the clothing is cheap, then it's very, very much guaranteed that the people in making it are not treated properly. These workers are underpaid, working in dangerous and hazardous conditions, and they lack of human rights. Not to mention, they are extremely overworked. As a result, child and slave labours are also being used to meet the fast fashion industry demands. Now that we have talked about fast fashion, let's talk about slow fashion and what it's all about. Slow fashion is about conscious shopping and wearing clothes that are sustainable. It's also about designing, creating, and buying clothes to last a long time. Many people nowadays are choosing to join this slow fashion movement. It has been growing in popularity since customers nowadays care deeply about the effects of their choices, especially towards the environment. One of the benefits of slow fashion is that it helps the environment. It doesn't just reduce the damaging effects of the environment, but a lot of brands nowadays have used solutions that aid the environmental regeneration. Instead of using poor agricultural practices and man-made fabrics, slow fashion uses natural materials that are grown in a sustainable manner. Slow fashion also doesn't use any toxic chemicals to dye and waterproof our clothing. So this removes concerns about water pollution and in turn removes concerns about it being discarded into our food chain. You may need to pay a higher price, but in my opinion, it's very worth it because think of it this way, when you buy higher quality clothes, it lasts you for a long time. Hence, you do not need to always keep on replacing the clothing. So in other words, you actually save money in the long run. Another benefit of slow fashion is that it increases the quality. Like fast fashion, for example. Fast fashion produces low quality clothing, and these low quality clothing wear out quickly. When they wear out quickly, we are required to buy more and more in order to replace them, which in turn will increase their demands. Slow fashion, on the other hand, is very, very high quality, which in turn increases the durability of these products. Lastly, slow fashion doesn't skip social responsibilities. Slow fashion companies are careful to ensure the fair treatment of their workers. So this is another reason why that slow fashion items are much more expensive than fast fashion items. Without so much pressure on the cheap prices, slow fashion companies provide fair wages, implement better and safer working practices, and also ultimately better working conditions. In summary, fast fashion is damaging, while slow fashion aims to try to put it all back together. I hope in the future we as consumers are more educated in this matter and choose to buy sustainable fashion. It may be a small difference, but these small differences are the ones that will make a huge positive impact to our world. Hopefully this video has somewhat gave you an input, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!